Good morning, people. Currently price is running up around here, currently running at around 1 hour, but that is just the complete reality of where I'm at in my trading journey right now. We held it overnight, as I said, and there's a lesson to be learned in that. Good morning, people. It is currently Monday morning, and I thought this week I just want to take you guys through what does my week actually look like, what do I actually do from the perspective of a trader who's at this break-even stage and obviously trying to get into that profitable stage, right? So that's probably what most of this week is going to consist of, just going to be me both live trading and also just hammering away and working on my strategy and my edge, and also probably quite a bit of work on my personal brand. Obviously you guys have seen this on YouTube, but I've just started trying to grow on Instagram as well, and so I thought I'd just take you guys through just the whole process of trying to grow this really small Instagram account that I've got right now. We're only putting like a couple hundred views, and just generally take you guys through what I'm doing each day to try and grow that account. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to spend the next 20 to 30 minutes just trying to gather ideas and just generally brainstorm ideas for short form content on Instagram Reels. And so this is essentially just like one big dumping ground for all my ideas. I'll just essentially run you guys through what I mean by that. So we can see it's basically just one massive whiteboard, which is really useful to me. I really like just the layout and just the whole concept of that. So as you can see, I'm just starting to populate certain areas of stuff that is sort of useful to me. It's not great for everything, but for just little stuff like here, like this is my content area where I put ideas down here, and then when I'm working on them, I can move them into here. And so just for general sort of just little stuff like this, I find it really, really useful. It's really nice to have it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna spend the next 20 minutes or so populating this area here with just ideas for Instagram Reels. Then hopefully what I'll do sort of throughout the week is I'll sort of move them from ideas to work in progress and just start recording them and start sort of putting them out onto Instagram. Right guys, it is currently Tuesday. Had a little bit of an interesting start to the session. In terms of London, there were no trades for me. Then start of New York, there was a really nice setup, which would have ran to take profit. But unfortunately for me to actually enter a trade, I have to have this like certain set of criteria be met. And just one of those criteria was not met by like a couple micro pips. And so by my trade plan, it was invalidated. And so I wasn't able to capitalize on that one, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you know, it's just bound to happen. And now I'm currently trying in longs again on the pound. It's not looking too great from entry, usually because I like to enter just on a liquidation. I like to see just a quick move upon entry, but price has been just quite slow right now and it's just sort of trickling around my break-even point. So it's not looking too great, but sort of regardless of what the outcome is, it was a really nice setup, quite high probability. Regardless of the outcome, I'm just executing on my trade plan. Can't really be mad about that. I'll give you guys a little update on the trade we took. It is currently 7:30 p.m. so it is pretty much way outside my session now. I stopped taking positions at 5 p.m. but if I am in a trade, I will let it run sort of overnight. Unless it's a Friday, I will close my trade upon session close on Friday, just because I don't like holding through the weekends. But I'm not sure if we can see this. Wait, we can see that actually I took the position right down here. Currently price is running up around here, currently running at around 1 hour. And so price actually did end up getting a pretty nice move. We are starting to slow down a little bit here. I'm not sure if you can see, we are just starting to range a little bit. So I'm just going to hold it overnight, see what happens. As I said, it's a pretty nice position for me to take. Fits my trade plan, and so I'll just hold it overnight, see where it's a win or a loss, and just move on. Right guys, so it's currently Wednesday, and that trade that we took yesterday actually ends up hitting take profit. We held it overnight, as I said. And there's a lesson to be learned in that. Previously, when we just entered, I said that it wasn't looking too great. Usually I like to see quite an impulsive move as soon as I enter, and price was just chopping around my entry a little bit. And so I said that it wasn't looking too great, but we held it overnight. We let the trade run. I told you it was a good setup. It fit my trade plan, and it ended up going to take profit. And so there's a lesson there in that I said that it wasn't looking great from a subjective point of view, right? And it ended up going to take profit. And so it just goes to show that actually you never know what is going to happen. And just as long as you follow your strategy, as long as you follow your trade plan, that is all that matters. And so it's pretty good to take 2R on the day. Haven't taken any other trades apart from that right now. Currently, if I can look at trading view, looking at potential longs again on both the euro and the pound, but sort of nothing's really set up for me yet. As I said, it's always nice to take a win. But that said, I try not to associate like good emotions with winning and bad emotions with losing. That's something you kind of got to rewire in your brain when you get into trading, is that like when we get into this for the first time, obviously we associate winning as being a good thing and losing as being a bad thing. But just because you took a loss doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong. And just because you took a win doesn't necessarily mean you're right. The only time in which you should like have positive emotions or you'd be correct is when you follow your trade plan. Because if you do that over a span of 100 trades over a year, that is when you're going to make money, and that is when you're going to give your edge enough time to play out. So yeah, as I said, still looking for longs on both the pound and both the euro, but so far nothing is set up. So pretty much for the rest of the day, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit and post a reel, hopefully also then go record another one so I can edit it tomorrow. And then around that time, I'm going to hit the gym and also do a little bit of work on my edge. I do want to test narrowing down my session timing, just because I trade a really broad session. I've been talking about this for the past couple of videos. I just kind of want to improve my strategy a little bit and just make it work a little bit nicer for me. The majority of it is there, it works, it's an edge, it makes money in the long run. I just kind of want to streamline it and make it a little bit easier to execute on. So I'm just experimenting with changing my trading window a little bit, and hopefully making it just a little bit easier for myself to trade. And yeah, and so that's what I'm going to do a little bit of testing on now, and I'll see you guys after that. Right, so today is Friday, and it has been just overall a pretty boring week, as you can probably tell. Just the whole video, however many minutes long it is, it's just been me sat in my desk in this exact position, just talking to the camera for the whole video. And that is pretty much just what my week has been. It has been a lot of screen time, just both trading, making content, and just overall working on my strategy and just working on some refinements for that. And so it's been boring, probably both to watch and for me, but that is just the complete reality of where I'm at in my trading journey right now. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, it's just, for me, just still trying to figure out what works for me, just still trying to refine and master the way that I trade. And it just so happens that with that comes a lot of screen time. And so overall for me, it has been a plus 1% week. So we had that plus 2% one, which I talked about earlier. Yesterday, Thursday, I took 2 trades, 1 break even and 1 loss, which meant it was a net of minus 1% on the day. And so overall that brings us to plus 1% on the week. So okay trading week, nothing to shout about. But of course, also better than having a losing week. And so yeah, that has been it for this week. I'll see you guys next week for hopefully a little bit more of an interesting video.